My name is John F. Kelvin. I work as the Land Program Coordinator for Rights and Rights Foundation, a member of the International Land Coalition from Liberia. But today we keep tracking the impacts because as they go back, these communities. How do we initiate an approach of the participatory development planning approach to kind of lead the communities into inclusive decision making? In the context of customary land rights, decision making has been very passive. The leaders themselves just meet and decide for the communities. So we try to discourage this because now we have our land rights law that's trying to promote inclusive decision making, including respecting the rights of women, of youth, and other groups. So today, step one of our teaching will focus on reflection section. The communities are now into the reflection section to discuss the request of the company to give it our 500 hectares of land. So questions like, what does it mean to give our land for the next 20 years? What are we going to do? Are we still going to invest on the land? Will we still gather some crops on the land? Will we still gather some medicines? What's going to be our role, in fact, in the concession? So these questions are documented and kept for the next section with the community. Communities have evolved over years. The younger ones are now coming on, and they need to know where they come from, the history, because they want to know, they want to have that sense of belonging, that ownership. Why are they protecting their land in the first place? So the historical timeline is a kind of documentation of key events, starting from the day that the forefathers settled on the land, what were the key things that happened, up to present. That is documented for the future. So now, step three. So I told you in step one, the communities had a reflection section and they have these concerns, which necessarily they don't have answers for. So step three now is where the community has invited the concession, the company, to sit together and discuss their concerns. So the concerns are being presented by the women or by the men. It's an inclusive process where men and women are presenting the issues and the company is responding. It is based on those responses now that we will go to the last step. Step four, bring the community to a decision-making process, a voting process that's more inclusive, that's not passive, that's not influenced by the leaders. So in step three, we talk about the discussion with the company. With the company responses, the communities have now come to make a decision. So we used one of the tools in PRA that's called direct ranking metrics. It's a process that's practically done on the ground, initiated by the community, and they use local materials to represent their voting processes. So in the end, the women have their own lines where they place their stones, the men have their own lines and they place their stones. After that, there's a volunteer who counts the votes, and the one of the majority is the final results. After that, the community writes a letter, sending to their legislature, to their parliament, resisting the community or accepting them based on the results of the votes.